Primary and secondary data. Primary data is data that we collect ourselves. The benefit of primary data is that we can control what information is gathered and how accurate it is. For example, a survey or experiment we conduct ourselves would be considered primary data. On the other hand, secondary data is data that is collected by someone else. The benefit of secondary data is that it is cheap and quick to obtain. So when we read a newspaper or read an article on the internet, that is secondary data as someone else has gathered the information and presented it to us. These are the key differences between primary and secondary data. Let's see if we can apply our understanding to some example questions. Brittany wants to know how many students have a weekend job in her university student block. I. Describe what data is needed and give a suitable method for collecting it. Let's focus our attention on part A for now. So the data that Brittany needs is the answers from students on her block. As to whether or not they have a weekend job. Brittany can collect this data by asking all of the students in her block if they have a weekend job. And then keep or tally of the number of students who respond with yes. B. Say whether the data will be primary or secondary data. As Brittany is the one going out and gathering the information herself, this data would be primary data. Okay, let's have a go at one more example question. Kerry wants to compare the average temperature in London and Croatia last May. They describe what data is needed and give a suitable method for collecting it. So for part A, Kerry will need the daily average, temperature figures, for London and Croatia, last May. She can collect this data by looking up the average temperature figures on the internet. B. Say whether the data will be primary or secondary data. This is secondary data as she is relying on data that has been collected by someone else and had been made publicly available on the internet. Want to continue learning? Then make sure to click onto the next video in this topic series. But first, if you found this video helpful, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Maths Mentorship. Also, leave any questions you have in the comments section below.